we are trained not to pursue seduction first because sex is tricky. Sex is a very tricky thing culturally, gender-wise, age-wise, background-wise. You never know when you're dealing with somebody who loves sex versus somebody who feels guilty about sex because of their religion, or somebody who has had negative experiences with sex, or somebody who uses sex as a tool to get advantages. You never know what you're dealing with, so we don't pursue seduction first. All we pursue first is a positive relationship. The last impression is the impression that lasts, right? When you're targeting somebody, you always have the opportunity to target them again and again and again. Find them again, come back to this coffee shop, go back to their gym at the same time that they work out. There's this, I'm married, I love my wife, she's beautiful, she's everything I want her to be. There's this very cute, middle-aged, super buff female that works out at my gym every day, Monday through Friday at about 5 o'clock at night, right? I see her all the time. She's very friendly, she's seen me online, she always says hello to me, right? She's very attractive, she's a cool, fit lady. But she's at the gym at 5 o'clock. That tells me a lot about her.
Oh, what does that tell you about her?
She's at the gym at 5 o'clock. Who's watching the kids, right? If she's got a husband, her husband's at home watching the kids, but she doesn't wear a wedding ring. So she could be part of like a new partnership, or a partnership that doesn't feel the need to wear a wedding ring, or she may not wear a wedding ring just because she's at the gym. Either way, she's at the gym at 5 o'clock. So she's not there at 2 o'clock, she's not there at 10 a.m., so she's probably working during the day, right? She's also going to the gym every day. So there's something about the gym that is therapeutic to her, whether it's her fitness or whether it's anxiety relief or stress relief or whatever else. And when she goes, she doesn't work out lightly. She works out hardcore. She doesn't dress cute in like matching stuff. She usually wears like the same 2 or 3 outfits. So she's a very practical lady, right? So now I have all of this data about her just based on the fact that she's at the gym at 5 o'clock. Switch the roles, she only sees me at the gym at 5 o'clock sometimes. Some days I work out at 9, some days I work out at 6, some days I work out at 2, because my schedule is very unpredictable. I now know her schedule is very
predictable.
Is that because of the lifestyle she lives, or is that by choice? I don't know yet. But all this assessment data is stuff you can pick up without even having a conversation, right? So with our target, you have to realize you can pick up a ton of information without even having a conversation, or without having a substantive conversation. Just having a couple of exchanged lines about, are you a Swiftie? My daughter's a Swiftie. I got this shirt when we went to the Red Tour. It was a great time. What are you going to get today for your coffee? Right? You're learning all sorts of information, because if they keep talking to you, first of all, when somebody continues talking to you, it's a strong sign of one of 2 things. Either they enjoy talking to you, or they are controllable.
Well, I didn't see that one coming.
If you've ever been in a conversation you didn't want to be in, but you didn't know how to get out of, but you kept being in the conversation, you have to accept that there's an element of your personality that is controllable. You are essentially being bullied.
Wow, I never thought about it like that.
Yep, there's something about you want to protect their feelings, you want to protect your reputation, you feel awkward. You might be living in your own head where you're like, I don't know how to get out of this, I don't know how to get out of this, but you're still stuck in it, right? The other person's in control. We have a saying at CIA, if you're not the one in control,
out of control.
you're the one being controlled.
being controlled, yeah.
You're the one being controlled, right? Out of control is kind of a figment of our imagination. You can be out of control of yourself because somebody else is in control of what you're doing, right? So these are all elements that play into the process of building towards some kind of seduction. So just to kind of fast forward this experience, because you want to know how do we get to seduction? If I start to see positive emotional appeal with this target, and I start to see what look like indicators of physical attraction, because here's what's fascinating. Physical attraction isn't always based on physical looks. Physical attraction, when you are attracted to the person's physique immediately, is easy. But there are plenty of women and men who end up getting very physical with people they never thought they'd be attracted to. There are plenty of girls who like fit white footballers who are married to pot-bellied Mexicans right now. Plenty. And there are plenty of men who were like, I'm never going to marry a woman who looks like my mother, but then marries a woman that looks just like his mother. It happens, right? Because true attraction, and what we understand at CIA is true attraction is a hormonal response. It is not a sensory response, how you see, what you smell, et cetera, et cetera. That's why, like, people marry guys with bad breath. Guys marry girls with stinky feet. Like, it's not a sensory decision. It's a hormonal decision complemented by emotions and very, very complicated from there. So we've got our Taylor Swift fan. We've made her smile. We continue to have a conversation. If I start to see signs of physical attraction, she stands close to me on her own. I give her space to stand far away, but she stands in close, right? That's a sign of possible physical attraction. If I start to see her linger, like her eyes will linger on my eyes, or if I see her mirroring my behavior, right? I lean in my left hip, she leans in her left hip. These are all signs of physical attraction. At that point, we would make the decision, do we want to take this down a road of more seductive intent, seductive emotional persuasion, or do we keep this in a safe, non-seductive place? Because the truth is, if you start seductive, you've only got one way to go. If you start not seductive, you can always go back to seduction.
Freedom! So fresh on me. Freedom!